Let's talk about the time He-Man picked up his sword to fight Superman. Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. If you haven't noticed, we do 2 videos a day here on the Junkman channel. One at noon and another one at 8 o'clock. So it's a lot of fun. If you hadn't hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel so you never miss one of the videos. You can even hit the bell. I don't know what the bell actually does. I think it notifies you when a new video's up. But as long as you come back at 12 and 8, Monday through Friday, you'll see the new video. But you might want to hit that bell because on the weekend it's kind of random. And if there's any breaking news or something, I might pop in and do a video there also. So hit the subscribe button and I guess hit that bell. I've never hit the bell, but go ahead and hit the bell. Let's talk about action figure team-ups, or crossovers, I should say. This is a series I thought about doing videos, but there are not really that many of them. And most of them is related to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those guys seem like they wanted to team up with everybody. They were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Star Trek figures. How crazy is that? And I've heard now there's Power Rangers teaming up with the Ninja Turtles. That's just crazy. Star Wars even got into that when they teamed up with Transformer toys. But I figured I would go back to 2009 to talk about one of probably the most oddest, I guess it was odd to me, might not be to you, but the oddest to me team-ups I ever saw. And I didn't even know this was coming out. I walked into a Toys R Us back in 2009 and they had an end cap full of them. We're talking about the time the DC comic book heroes met up with Masters of the Universe, the action figure line. This was a 2-pack action figure set. On one side of the package, you have the DC superhero, and on the other side of the package, you had them fighting someone from Masters of the Universe. So let's take a look at each one now. First up, Hulkman, Winged Avenger versus Stratos. I was never that much of a fan of Stratos as a kid. I had him when I was little, but I think it was the hairy chest that threw me off. It did remind me of this guy that used to come down to the public pool and take his shirt off. And he's of course fighting DC Universe classic Hulkman. Just a generic figure, not one that I ever got really excited about, but it's Hulkman. And just to let you know, these were Toys R Us exclusives, and that explains why I saw it at Toys R Us. And then you had DC Universe classic AQUAMAN, King of the Seven Seas, and he teamed up with Merman, Ocean Warlord. That's right, Merman. Now that's a movie I want to see. Aquaman versus Merman. This one's a no-brainer that these two would team up. You have the opposite of Superman, Bizarro, and the opposite of He-Man, Faker, fighting it out. But these are 2 bad guys. What are they fighting over? Who can be the baddest? But you can see Bizarro is an imperfect duplicate, while Faker is an evil robot of Skeletor. Wait a minute. I thought he was an evil robot of He-Man. He doesn't look anything like Skeletor to me. Or maybe it means Skeletor owned him. And what about for the ladies? We have Supergirl, the Maid of Might. I've never heard that term before. Is that what she's called? The Maid of Might? Why would she be called a maid? That sounds sexist if you ask me. Anyway, Supergirl is fighting She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe. And these 2 figures came with a mini poster, although some of the figures came with a mini comic book. And here's another one. You have the Green Lantern, Comic Crusader, teaming up with Zodiac, a cosmic enforcer. As a kid, I never knew if this Zodiac guy was good or bad. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Is it Zodiac? I thought so. That's what I always called him. I never knew if he was good or not. He always looked like a generic He-Man figure to me. I'm not saying he wasn't on the cartoon, but as a kid, I didn't remember him on the cartoon. Being that he wasn't on the cartoon, in my view, he didn't get much play value, unless I just needed an extra figure to get killed off in my storyline. But anyway, he's fighting Green Lantern. And we have 2 villains fighting each other. We have Lex Luthor, Criminal Mastermind. And this one comes with a full-size comic book instead of a poster. And he's fighting, of course, the man with no skin, Skeletor, evil lord of destruction. Who would ever thought you would see Lex Luthor fighting Skeletor? This would have been a dream come true as a kid. And to finish out the action figure set, you got 2 childhood heroes coming to fight each other. Superman, Man of Steel, hey, I knew he was called that, versus He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. The package looks kind of cool because they are fighting, but something about Superman's head in the package just doesn't look right. Looks like his neck's broken. And also, why would Superman and He-Man fight? They should be buddies and friends. They should have maybe put He-Man with Bizarro Superman, and then maybe put Superman with Faker. But I guess if you bought them all, you could have them fight whoever you wanted to fight. It just seemed odd to me when you had two good guys fighting each other, two bad guys fighting each other. I can understand they're both fighting over power. But what do two good guys fight over? A misunderstanding? That sounds more like a Three's Company episode than a DC Universe versus Masters of the Universe. And on the back of the package was a biography for each one, in case you didn't know who they were. But come on, if you're buying this series, I'm pretty sure you knew who each was. And it shows a picture of He-Man with battle armor, although the figure is just a regular He-Man. I never cared for that battle armor He-Man. I can remember even as a little kid, a friend of mine had that. That's where the chest plate, you could hit it with a sword and make it look like it got cut up. To me, even as a little kid, it rang of a ripoff or just trying to cash in. Hey, I already got He-Man, but here's another one you can buy. And again, he didn't have armor like that on the cartoon for the episodes I saw. So to me, I didn't want it. If it wasn't on the cartoon, I don't care if it was in a comic book. I don't care if it was in a video game. I don't care if it wasn't in the He-Man cartoon. I didn't want a figure of it. And believe it or not, these are worth money today. Where it seems the Faker versus Bizarro seems to be the hardest one to find, or the one that goes for the most money, selling between $550 to about $600 for these. And the other ones in the package are reaching between $200 to $400. I didn't buy any of these when I saw them at Toys R Us. Why did I always waste my money on the stuff that's not worth anything? In the 90s, I bought up all those orange color Star Wars figures, and they're worth about $2 each. But when it came to buying these He-Man figures, when I saw them at Toys R Us, and they were there for a long time at Toys R Us, I didn't pick any of them up, and now they're worth something. It's kind of like the Batman animated series line. I bought all the villains, but I didn't buy the main Batman, and that one's worth a lot of money today. Now, I know I didn't buy it for the money, but it's always good to know, hey, at least I can make some money off of it when I don't care about it anymore. Anyway, like I said, that's a look at the time DC Universe teamed up with Masters Universe. Did you buy these? Did you have them? What did you think? Were you like me and say, that's a crazy team up? Or was this something you was like, man, I want to see figures based on this team up for years, and I'm glad they finally made them in the figures. And maybe you want me to look at more team up action figures or crossover action figures or whatever you want to call them. And if you want more, we'll do that. As always, please thumb up so you like my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.